Deontay Wilder says Joshua wasn't a true champion. His whole career was full of lies. Andy Ruiz defied the odds and sensationally upstaged Anthony Joshua and dethroned the unified heavyweight champion with a 7th round TKO. Joshua was expected to make light work of Ruiz, who replaced Jarrell Miller for Madison Square Garden showdown as he failed a drug test in the United States debut on Saturday. However, Josh lost his WA, IBF, IBO, and WBO belts after the referee dramatically stopped the fight in the 7th round in New York. It was a stunning comeback by Ruiz, who was sent to the canvas 3rd round before dropping Joshua twice in response as the British star struggled to make bell. Joshua, 22-1, appeared to his feet, but when he was floored twice in the 7th, which prompted the end of the fight in front of the shocked crowd following the upset, snapping his unbeaten 22-fight record. Amid growing calls for a blockbuster clash with WBC holder Deontay Wilder, Joshua was warned of a dangerous clash against Ruiz, who had won 32 other fights out of his previous 33 professional fights. Wilder sent a message to Joshua in the aftermath of the loss. He wasn't a true champion. His whole career consisted of lies, contradictions, and gifts. Facts. And now we know who's running from who. See, now what the fuck we not going to do, Deontay, is we not going to sit up here and kick this man while he down. We not going to sit up here and call him no paper champion. We not going to see that he was fluffed off of no damn gifts and all types of other shit like that. You got to be the biggest bitch on the fucking planet. Did you do it? Did you beat him, Deontay Wilder? No, you didn't. So if he's a paper champion, you even more of a paper champion than him. You didn't beat Vitaly Klitschko. You fought Bermane Stiverne. Let's be serious here. And for you to sit up there and try to kick him while he's down, say a paper champion, and he was ducking who? Now, if he was ducking you, why did you turn down a $120 million fight, which you've clearly ruined and you will never exercise to see that payday again, and all of this other shit? And Andy Ruiz did some shit that you should have been man enough and willing enough to do, but you couldn't even do it. Now, this man has suffered his first loss, which yours is coming, buddy. Yours is coming. It ain't that far away. And for real, you need to be focused on Luis Ortiz instead of trying to kick this man while he down because you think that separated the 3-headed dragon that is the heavyweight division, because it didn't. Now, I knew there would be a downfall of cowardice that came from the lowest fucking of low, bottomless pit, fucking black, moldiest fucking scum of the heavyweight division, which you are. Better yet, you ain't fucking you're far from the cream of the crop. You the sticky brown shit at the bottom of the barrel. And you got the nerve to sit up there and try to kick this man while he's down. Every fucking champion faces defeat. Every champion goes through adversity, unless they play the game like you, who fights tomato cans, cab drivers, bums, and fucking sickle cell fucking patients. Now, let's be absolutely serious here, my dude. Once again, you didn't do it. It was a great night of boxing. It was an electrifying night of boxing. And no matter what you can do, you can't take nothing away from it. And he can bounce back and come back even greater from the loss. Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the heavyweight division is about. When you have 200-plus pound individuals who aren't afraid of engaging and going inside, no matter how big he is, to get the win. Yeah, one punch can change everything. It can dictate and change the pace of an entire fight, and that's clearly what happened here. But what's happening with you, Deontay Wilder, man, you need to be truly ashamed of yourself. Now, you can't get dignity off of another man win. I've never heard no sucker shit like that in my life. Now, this is the same guy who talking about FaceTimes, who didn't want to sit down, who didn't want to make the fight. Now, this has come at a time to when it should have been based on the terms of him fighting, not him and Andy. So how dare you bloviate and gloat off of another man's, sorrow right now. Clearly the guy's melancholy. Clearly the guy's going through a lot, man. They said that he hired a sports psychologist before the fight happened. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think it was a lot mental that was going on there, man. Like I said, man, fighting in MSG, going over to Muhammad Ali, the Mike Tyson history and stuff of that nature, I just think it was just an overwhelming moment, man. He had a lot to think about. It was a lot of questions coming his way on the American market, and he had to, it was a lot put on him to perform. Now, another thing that comes to my mind is, man, I wonder what Anthony Joshua's father was saying to Eddie Hearn after the fight, man, because it didn't look good. So I wonder what's going on there. But you can't fault Eddie for this, you know. Eddie just did what he was supposed to do. He just built a card, a spectacular card. It was an electrifying night of boxing. And, you know, Anthony Joshua just didn't come through and get the victory. Now, another thing that I want to address, too, is I see people, you know, are really in their feelings about him taking this loss, and it's something impossible for to live with. Now, if you're a true fan of his, like I am, regardless of the analytics and everything else that I'm doing with boxing and all of that shit, I am a fan of Anthony Joshua. You know, you got to understand that this isn't the break him moment. The break him moment is if he doesn't make the adjustments and he doesn't come back with his head clear and he doesn't get the victory and achieve the goals that, you know, he has set for himself his whole career in boxing. This is a part of the game. So the way he's conducting himself right now, he's holding his head high, but I can tell that he's hurting a lot of ways. Now, there's a couple of things that scared me about after the post-conference when Anthony Joshua decided to speak. Now, he said a couple of things about, he said a couple of things in the corner that, you know, kind of made me leery that he didn't feel like he could do anything wrong. Like he said something about they couldn't box with him or something like that. Everybody knows they can't box with me, so they look to load up on one big punch. So that in itself kind of bothered me because I don't think that he understands or can even process what he did wrong. And I just think in the moment, you know, when he got rattled, you know, that probably took away from him possibly saying that. So I'm trying not to look too much into it. But, you know, I think he needs to go back to the tape immediately, look at the fight, and then see what he's doing wrong and start right now to make the adjustments, man. Just Andy Ruiz just had a very, very long, extensive camp, man. He only had 1 week off before he had to get back in and train for this. So he'd been training for like something like 15 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my man was talking about that in the comments. So, like I said, man, there's nothing that, you know, that can change the fact of, that can change what other ignorant motherfuckers going to do, man. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say. Like, hey, I already know that I'm going to catch a lot of backlash from motherfuckers that are Deontay Wilder fans. But I'm already accepting to that. And I clearly don't care because I know, you know what I'm saying, the kind of heart that, you know what I'm saying, the champion that I've represented, you know, has. And regardless of anything, you know, when you fight all fucking cold-blooded hitters, you know, that there's a chance that this could possibly happen. But am I living life with my head down? Absolutely not. Like I said, I think this is a learning process that Anthony Joshua needed. I think he needed to catch this L, and I think it's only going to make him mentally stronger. You know, I put emphasis on the things that, you know, I felt as though he shouldn't have done. Now I put emphasis on the things that I know that he will do because, you know, he's just too great of a human being, and he always got his head in the right place not to do the things that I feel as though he's going to do to get better. But this envious, cock-blowing, bitch-ass motherfucker right here, this is a paper champion at his finest. He's a ducker, and honestly, you know, he should feel ashamed of himself that, you know, he passed up on a $120 payday, you know, to fight Anthony Joshua. That could have been him to get that glory, but he didn't, and it took another man, that Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, Dillian White, and all of these other pussy motherfuckers wouldn't sign on to fight him, that they can't get glory for. So I don't know why they gloating, and I don't know where this shit about him being a paper champion is, because like I said, Deontay Wilder, you did not beat Vitali, and you've got 2 fucking fights coming up that you supposedly you say that are very fucking tough. And like I've always said, Deontay Wilder, it's going to be a lesser man that knocks you the fuck out, and that's not Anthony Joshua. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So, you know, instead of you being envious of all of the things that he has, you know, and wanting all of the things that he has, because it was never about you fighting him, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just keep your head down, focus on your career, because now you truly going to have to build your profile off of fucking yourself and not Anthony Joshua, because things have definitely changed in the heavyweight boxing division. That's all I got to say for y'all right now. I don't listen to this cock blower. This the 2 Hands Up show. And as we always say before we close this joint out, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Deontay Wilder, quack fucking quack. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys that, you know, tune into my channel and after him suffering this defeat, I don't know what's going on in y'all minds, but you know, I see the little bitch assness on the internet, but there's a couple of things that I wanted to say to you guys. No matter what happened on June 1st at MSG, it was amazing fucking night. And ride for your nigga. Remember him like this. Remember him standing over Vladimir Klitschko. Remember all of those knockouts, because that's the guy that's going to come back. And he's going to need niggas as his fans to, you know, uphold that type of spirit for him, man. A warrior's fucking heart and attitude. Now, another thing is, I see a lot of the little cock-blowing shit about people who I've lost more subscribers in the past 24 hours than I've lost my entire time doing this boxing shit. That just tells me that y'all aren't real boxing fans, man. And y'all can't hang in there with him for the good times and the bad times. Hey, you can hate on me all you want, but it's my job to report this. But I'm going through it too. Anthony Joshua is my guy. But man, don't jump ship on that man when shit get bad because you worried about these cock-blowing Wilder fans, or you know what I'm saying, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, you could personally be blown with me just because I'm American and Andy Ruiz is American. I have no fucking idea. But regardless, man, it was a better man that won that night. Andy Ruiz is an amazing kid, and you got to take his head off to him. And like I said, if you really got love for AJ, don't look at it no different than what Jarrett Hurd is going through right now, because Jarrett Hurd has to bounce back. He lost, you know, his 3 belts. You know what I'm saying? And this is what champions are made of. Jarrett Hurd got to get it back. And Anthony Joshua has to get it back. And another piece of news that nobody has that I'm going to give y'all, because, you know what I'm saying, like I said, I'm on the inside of that camp. Jarrett Hurd fired his trainer. So that just lets you know that he's ready to come back and he's ready to win. Man, there's certain adjustments you might as well go ahead and make off the early Anthony Joshua, so you can go ahead and just get that shit back, because I know you'll come back and knock him down in 1 to 3 rounds. Don't play into the fans. Don't play into the hate media. Don't play into the Wilder bullshit. Don't play into how big the event was at MSG and the fact that you just didn't perform on your American debut. I think that you just had too much on your shoulders, man, and it was too much mental. But like I said, make your adjustments now. Don't wait. And come back and be as great as I know you can be. Once again, man, this is the 2 Hands Up Show, and this your man 3K the Boss, a.k.a. Mr. 2 Hands Up. You know what it is. Man, y'all go out and pour out, you know what I'm saying, the best messages y'all can to Anthony Joshua, man, and just assure him that he's still the one true king, and he is the champ, man, and he will be back. Because, you know what I'm saying, he's going to need, you know what I mean, the UK. He's going to need people's support so he can come back and do what he needs to do. Respect.